Hi, it's Mark from Training Spark. In this video, we're going to show you how you can use Groups Plus alongside Organization Toolkit. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, Groups Plus is an add-on from LearnDash, and its aim is to add organizational management for educators on LearnDash platforms. So it allows group management and reporting tools for anyone who delivers their training to organizations, essentially. And we at Training Spark also have a plugin called Organization Toolkit, which is aimed at those who deliver their training into organizations. And we often get asked if the two, are competing plugins. Do they do the same thing, and can they work together? And I wanted to show in this video here that they can be used together. So the plugins themselves are quite different, and we created a video a while ago to demonstrate the differences between the two. We see Groups Plus, its main purpose is to enhance management and allow organizations to manage themselves, and it's got some really useful tools to help organizations self-allocate their own users and create groups and things like that, whereas Organization Toolkit's main purpose is to enhance the experience of people in organizations. And so if you're wondering what the difference between the two is, there's a video here that we'll put a link to here in this card if you want to take a look at more. But I'm on the LearnDash demo site here, and what Groups Plus essentially does is gives key stakeholders in an organization the ability to manage their own organization. So they can add teams of people, they can distribute licenses, create their own users on your platform. So it hands over a lot of the administrative tasks to the organization themselves, and it also links in with WooCommerce for people to be able to buy licenses and things like that. One of the key things of Organization Toolkit is that it allows you to do things like overbrand the platform for people in organizations and show organization-specific content and things like that. So the two have slightly different purposes, and I'm going to show you one way you could potentially use the two alongside each other. And what we'll do is stick with Groups Plus's way of distributing licenses and letting organizations manage themselves. But what we'll do is, from Organization Toolkit, allow people from the organizations to be able to see their own company branding. So we'll overbrand the platform. So we'll head to the dashboard, and from here I have both Organization Toolkit and Groups Plus installed. And Groups Plus is accessed via LearnDash LMS and then Groups Plus. And Organization Toolkit has its own menu here. But we can see in the platform, we have a group called the Trailblazers, and it has a number of users in it. And what I want to do is make it so that when people from this organization log in, instead of seeing the Healthy Diet logo here, which is the standard logo of the site, I want it to show the Trailblazers logo just for those users when they're logged in. So to do this, we're going to use Organization Toolkit and go to Organizations. And we're going to create a new organization, and we'll call it the Trailblazers. And what we can do from here is upload a logo for the organization. And this is something that Organization Toolkit does, but Groups Plus doesn't, and it's the kind of overbranding of the platform. If we click Upload Logo, we can either upload one, or here's one I uploaded previously, just something I got ChatGPT to create for me. So that we'll put in as the logo of the platform. We can also add some things like custom CSS. So I'll just write something very simple here. Something like that. So just change the background color of the site to sort of dark gray. And we can choose whether or not to show that branding to people, either everywhere only logged in users and vice versa. And so there's a few other settings we can add here. But what I'm going to do is publish that. And we can see that we've got the Trailblazers logo and we've got our Trailblazers organization set up. And then what we would do is head to LearnDash LMS and then groups. Edit the Trailblazers here. And then under settings, what we can do is set the associated organization to the Trailblazers, and that's the organization that we just set up. And what that does is assigns this group to the Trailblazers so that any users within it would see the Trailblazers logo and be treated as if they are part of the Trailblazers organization. So let's test that. So we've go to the users tab here, and we can see that this group has 2 users, this Amy Laughlin and Bob Dylan. So let's try Bob Dylan and see what he sees when he logs in. So let's find Bob Dylan down here. Here he is, user 2, Bob Dylan, and we can see that he's part of the Trailblazers group. So just to refresh, normally people see this logo at the top, but Bob Dylan being part of the Trailblazers group, which is part of the Trailblazers organization, should see a different logo. So if we click on this switch to here, what it'll do is log us in as Bob Dylan. And what we can see here is that we're now seeing the Trailblazers logo, and that is carried through all of the site. And the CSS that I added there, it might have appeared here at the bottom possibly, but I can't see if the actual background color has changed there, but that was just a demo anyway, just to sort of show that you can add CSS in places and make some changes there just based on the kind of branding of this. So perhaps you might want to change the header color to this green, bluey green color here, and you would be able to do that using CSS via the organization settings. So I hope you find that useful. Obviously, the plugins themselves are both serve their own purpose, and this is mainly intended for those who have both and wondered how you might be able to use both together. So it's a quick demonstration of that. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a like, and if you'd like to see more like this, please subscribe to the TrainSpark YouTube channel.